Hey guys, welcome back to our urban homestead, and today is Solstice. It's the first day of summer, and I thought, what a better way to spend it than doing a garden update. So I'm gonna start here in the back garden. I normally start in the front, but I'm switching it up today. It's been a really weird garden season. We are currently in a drought, and just 2 weeks ago we were only having a high of 50 degrees. So my plants have really struggled this year to take off. But now we are in summer and we're still in a drought, but my plants are finally recovering and starting to look much healthier. These are just some sunflowers that volunteered. They've grown leaps and bounds over the past week. And look at this sugar pie pumpkin starting to put off runners. And my plan is to have it go all in this area, and then I will top the vine. That way it'll focus on producing the pumpkins, but I'll show you that later on in the season. These are volunteer potatoes. They've gone wild. This is the peppered acorn squash. I'm very excited about that one. Here's my celery. It is doing absolutely marvelous. These are Ford Hook beans. They are a bush bean variety. It's like a butter bean. A little volunteer tomato there. So the Thai chilies are starting to really get big and bush out. I'm getting lots of new leaf growth, and we're getting some peppers. I leave these on until they turn red. I don't pick them at all because this is what I use for my red chili flakes. Look at these sunflowers. So these are the Manitoba tomatoes here. There's 2 of them. Let's see, I wanted to talk about something real quick, but look, they're starting to put on tomatoes. How exciting. So do you see how the leaves are curling up? They're curling up because they want water. I did just come out here this morning and deep water them, but again, it's so hot. And we're in a drought. So it's not tomato leaf curl. This is because they're like, oh, I need water, I need water. The leaves curl up trying to catch any moisture that they can. So that is why some of the leaves are curled up. Look at how much these have grown in just a week. It is wild. So I do have 1 zucchini there starting. I'm really hoping that a bee will pollinate it because my male flowers are not anywhere near popping up yet. This is not powdery mildew. If it was, I would be able to wipe it off with my fingers. Some varieties of squash, they just have leaves that look like that. So if you can wipe it off with your finger, then it's powdery mildew, but obviously that's not. So just wanted to let you know that. Check out the corn. Definitely going to be knee-high by the 4th of July. Carrots. My pepper plants are finally starting to look a lot better. They were very yellow, and they just, the cold had stunted their growth, but starting to get some peppers on them, which is nice. And then these are the black beans that I planted from just like store-bought beans. They're finally starting to take off. Again, we've had such cold weather. So now we are in this raised bed area. This is a volunteer squash of some kind. I am not sure what it is, but just gonna kind of let it grow. I might try to grow this one vertically, or I might let it run on this trellis, because that cucumber I direct sowed. I ended up purchasing 2 cucumber starts, but one got eaten and something is starting to munch on that. So yeah. Peppers here. Again, finally all starting to come back. More Manitoba tomatoes that are putting on some nice little clusters. Jalapenos. So you can see that part of them is black and the other half is green. All that means is it's getting ready to turn red. I will probably leave a couple plants to turn red, and I'll start coming out here and picking these jalapenos off. So I had a bunch of volunteer tomatoes. I'll show you where in just a minute. So what I did was I dug them up. I'm gonna pluck this flower off because these roots have not been established yet, and I want to give them more time to grow before they start setting fruit. So I dug some up, and all I did was just stick them in the soil. They, you know, suffered a little transplant shock. That's completely normal, but they're starting to come back. Looking good. This one, not looking so good, but it's got some new growth there, so, and down there, so we'll see. Now let's go check out the wild tomato jungle. This area here is where I had all of those volunteer tomatoes that I pulled up and stuck to where I just showed you. But, you know, more just keep popping up every day. It's so funny. Oh. So here we are, the wild tomato jungle, and these things are thriving. So I did have another one planted there, but I had some naughty little chickens that snuck in here and decided to completely eat it. But everything down here is marvelous. This is where I put all of my chicken clean out from the coop, and as you can see, the plants are loving life. So that's the backyard garden. Let's head to the front yard and see how things are growing there. So this is the potato patch. They're not doing as well as they did last year, but they're starting to bloom. They're just not as big as they were last year, so I don't think I'll get a 90-pound potato harvest like last year, but something is better than nothing. Here we are at the green stalk. I have been harvesting so much lettuce from these. I need to come and cut them again. So this is a red-seeded variety, and this is Butter Crunch. Such a soft lettuce. I did harvest the broccoli and cauliflower. The spinach is starting to get the little flower petals on it, and these will flower, and then I will collect seeds from them. Here's the tomato. I staked it up. It's, as you can see, very, very healthy. So my pepper, I'm having some problems with earwigs eating it. But lots of beautiful lettuce. This is a delicata squash, and that's what I'm gonna let run all along here. My oregano needs cut again. So beans, oh, just like with the cucumbers, I've struggled to get beans to grow this year. Probably in the fall, what I'm gonna do is do a couple rows of bush variety beans, but they're starting to grow and trellis, just not nearly as many as I had, you know, planted or hoped for this year. Peppers. That one's loaded with some really nice peppers. That is a beautiful pepper there and there. So this is my second planting of onions. I just went and cut all of the tops off of them. Missy had told me that she watches pinball, and he had said to cut them. That way they can focus on getting big bulbs. So that's what I did. I dehydrated all of the tops, and I got 2 quarts of chives. Some more peppers here. Onions, you guys. Some of you wanted me to leave some of the seed pods so you guys can see how they flower and then how to collect seeds from them. So I do have 3 that I left, but I'm gonna show you guys. Some of them are like, so they're doing really good, a lot better than I had anticipated. Oh, look at roly-polies. Oh, I'm gonna have to come sprinkle some diatomaceous earth. Oh, there's a ton of them. But look how beautiful this bulb is. It's a very decent size. So I'm happy. That's the biggest onion I've ever grown. Yeah, I definitely need to come out and harvest some of these peppers for sure. Tomatoes are all looking wonderful and healthy. They're finally starting to take off. More pepper plants, getting some buds and some new leaf growth. It's a nice little pepper. Oh, that's not good. We'll throw that to the squirrels. So again, this other, normally this trellis is just both of these just absolutely loaded with beans, and it looks so beautiful. This year it's just a struggle. So here's some more tomatoes. This is a vintage wine variety. Starting to put some on. And looks like there's some more going on over there. So just a couple weeks ago, I was extremely discouraged by my garden. It just, you know, I almost was ready to just throw in the towel and just buy all of our produce from a local farm, which I may end up still having to buy some things, but first of all, I love gardening, and teaching others and inspiring people to grow something. And I just was like, what am I doing wrong this year? But also I preserve a lot of our food for the wintertime to get us through the wintertime. And so I just was so discouraged. And if you're having a tough time in your garden and you're discouraged and you feel like giving up, please don't. I felt like that, and I'm, glad that I'm sticking it out. So stick it out. Not every year is going to be perfect. What's important is that you're learning something and you're growing some food for your family. So I hope this encourages you, seeing how much the garden has come back from, just a couple weeks ago. It was horrible. I was ready to be done. Like so many people are. Stick it out. It's totally worth it. I promise. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Solstice garden walkthrough. Oh, it's really hot already, and it is only 9:30 in the morning. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. I appreciate all of you taking time out of your day to always see what I'm up to. So until next time, guys, abundance and blessings to you. Bye-bye.